how do I know that now the choices I'm making right now is good for my child because I'm their parent?
Yeah.
And or the choices I'm making right now is good for my child because I say so. Because I know it is the truth I have experienced. Yeah.
They do this from a point of love. But this is what I have to say. You cannot love and control. You need to give some lenience. You need to give some freedom. And because we're talking about a child who's done with high school, right? So they're making career choices and stuff. Yeah. This is a person you can actually have a sit down with and try to understand. They want to, let's say they want to do journalism and you want them to become a doctor. Try and understand. What is their motivation behind wanting to be a journalist? Like what kind of dream do they have? What kind of vision do they have? And then it's up to you now to come down to their level because you understand that this is a unique being, that they have their own thought process. They have their own preference as much as it hurts. I know it hurts.
Even if they want to be a DJ.
But it's a lucrative business nowadays. It pays very well. Entertainment and arts pays. It's not like back in the day where it was something that people used to do when they're struggling. Now you have people even with master's degrees who are DJs and musicians. So why not? Like, why not? And I know these are...
I know I'm speaking for a whole community.
I know, and they'll be like... But imagine it makes sense because the kind of satisfaction, the kind of gratification that these children get by pursuing their dreams, it's different. It's really different. We need to let them be. We need to stop trying to live our dreams through our children.
That's also powerful. Needs to be tweeted. Before we look into, parenting children in the social media age, which is a big deal. Let me tell you, many of us are just... We are just, what would I say, we're lacking in the dark. We don't know. We are just hoping that we are doing the right thing. Before we look into that, you mentioned that many parents bring their children to you hoping that you will fix them.
Yes.
So it means, in a nutshell, that therapy is not in us. It's not in our culture. It is not something that we prioritize. So is that harmful? Is it something that you would be encouraged? And if we're supposed to come for therapy, how often should we come for therapy? And what should there be like a trigger?
You know, our culture doesn't see mental health as something that needs to be looked into. Doesn't see therapy as something that needs to be looked into because it's a taboo. It's, why would you waste money? Why would you waste time to go and speak to someone? If you go in the Western world, it's different. In most schools, they have a certified counseling psychologist, someone who's qualified, someone who's not a teacher, someone who's not even a member of the board, a psychologist. If you go to most workplaces, they have a psychologist who mentors these people, who speaks to these people, who makes sure that these people are, are feeling safe, feeling valued, and feeling understood. Come back to Africa. Ni nini unakuja kutuambia? Ni nini unajifanya? Why are you attention seeking?
Especially that line.
Ni nini ume go through? Kwanza utaambiwa there is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
So you see now, when you have this kind of narratives, if I'm struggling and I know I'll be told this, would I really open up to someone? No. Because I'm already feeling judged. I'm already feeling looked down on. I'm already feeling like nobody will understand. Truth of the matter is, sometimes not everybody needs to go for therapy, so let's not also blow things out of proportion. But if you're having a struggle, if you feel like you're not okay, if you feel like you're not your normal self, it's okay to speak to someone. The same way, if I woke up with a cough today, I'd easily go to the doc.
True story.
Sasa, if I'm feeling I'm struggling, I don't have motivation to do anything. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to make a meal. I don't even want to shower. I don't want to interact with my children. I don't want to mingle with people. Clearly, there is a problem. So why can't I look for a professional to help me unpackage what is happening?
You see, I think the biggest puzzle for me is how do you know? Because we have normalized not feeling like doing things. We have normalized some of these symptoms of mental illness. We've made them look like it's just, I'm probably just having a bad day, And also for children, for example, there's a lot of pressure. For example, when these children in Kenya, those of us whose children are in the 844 system, they had 2 years, 2 years was synchronized into 1 year. So children went through 2 classes in 1 year.
Yeah.
So evidently, even for an adult, I mean, can you imagine trying to meet your yearly target in 6 months? And that is what these children were subjected to.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for free, at the end of the year, or many, actually in media, many of them, like if I can speak from experience, my children were struggling a bit. I could feel they were struggling.
Yeah.
But see, now as a parent, because probably I'm aware, I was able to just talk them through and tell
Yeah.
them, I know it's tight, things are not okay, but it will be okay. Can you imagine that parent in the village who does not believe in a child, for example, getting tired?
Yeah.
So what do you think we need to do as a society in terms of allowing our children a small window where they can express themselves without heaving upon them this African mentality that I am a parent, you do as I say, not as I do, we'll talk about as I do later, you do as I say.
Yes.
Yeah, how do we then allow these children to grow? How do we allow them to be sick? How do we allow them to be a little not okay and deal with that also?
You know, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We are parenting our children the same way you are parented.
Yeah, largely, yes.
If you don't know any better, you will do everything as your parents did, whether you liked it or not. If you have information about responsive, intentional parenting, then you choose to make a difference. Most of us struggle with being compassionate even with ourselves. Most of us even struggle to be patient with ourselves. So how can we give something we don't have?
So we are damaged.
Most of us are, I kid you not.